You're listening to Only Hit. If you can hear me, I don't know. Yeah, you can. So, Bad is still trying to decide. Oh, wait. What are you saying, Bad?
Fumaz is our debater. Let's go.
Oh, okay. You chose. Did you choose a subject, maybe?
I have not, but we're gonna let the viewers pick a subject.
Okay, then I give you 4 more minutes, okay? We have Imagine Dragons with Bad Liar right now. You don't have a choice. Good morning, BadBoyHalo.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Did you just say thank you with the voice of someone still in bed at 5 p.m.?
Hi.
Do you want to do the show, yes or no?
After my nap.
What do you mean after your nap? You just woke up! I'm giving you the time of the introduction to get ready, and that's it. The weirdest talk show, where we talk about... What do we talk about again? Oh yeah, we choose a subject, but we don't choose the position we're gonna debate. The weirdest talk show. Almost every Thursday, but most of the time on other days at 5 p.m. EST on Only Hit.
Hey, everybody, and welcome. Fumaz, we can hear your keyboard. You're gonna have to fix that. So, welcome to the debate podcast.
It's been a while. Woo!
It's been a while. Let me just send out the tweet really quick. Really quick. Podcast starting. All right, put the link in there. Only Hit US and boop. All right, everybody. So welcome. I hope you guys are having a really good day today.
And today I don't have my soundboard. My soundboard is dead. I don't know why. It doesn't work.
Well, we're all trapped inside, and it's pretty much been a total meme. We really don't have a choice as to, we can't go outside, we can't engage with society. So I figured, hey, what better choice for the topic of today's debate show than that? And we can debate that exact thing. So for those of you who are wondering what that means, guess what? Today's topic is going to be spicy. And thank you, everybody, for the happy birthday wishes. Here we go. So for today's topic, I just want to remind you guys, don't be biased, okay? We've all been cooped up. So we're going to have some people who are going to be a little bit biased about this. But I just want to encourage you not to be too biased. Okay, here we go. The topic for today's debate show is, should school be online only? Bum, bum, bum. That's the topic. So essentially we would be talking about from this point on, school would be online only. Forget going back to school. Physical buildings, schools would be replaced with skating arenas or something, whatever. The buildings would be sold, and instead of having big old buildings, all schooling would be done. You'd be at home and you'd be chilling there, and teachers would grade and give you assignments. Basically, online school replaces all school. So how the debate show works is one of us, myself or Fumaz, our special guest today, is going to take the position of being in favor the school needs to be online only. And the other of us is going to say, nah, online schooling is for noobs. We're going no online schooling.
We will see.
So we are going to take one approach or the other. So one of us is going to take 100% in favor of online schooling. The other is going to take 100% against online schooling. Okay, so it's one or the other. None of this, oh yeah, just a little online schooling or just a little in school. It's one or the other. That's the way we're doing it. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Fumaz, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go, guys. We're going to flip the coin. Heads will be your coin, Fumaz. Actually, do you want heads or tails for being in favor of online schooling?
Heads.
You want heads?
Yeah.
Heads. All right. Heads it is. Okay. So if it lands on heads, you're in favor of online schooling. If it lands on tails, you will take the position of being against online schooling, okay?
How did I get into this?
All right, let's do it. Here we go. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
Boom!
Okay.
You are... What does that mean? Oh, wait. If it's
That means that
you're in
bad
favor-
you are in favor.
I'm in
those.
favor of online schooling.
Yeah, you're in favor.
Okay, so Fumaz, you're in favor of just no online schooling at all. Okay?
Wait,
right.
no online schooling? Okay.
Yes, you are 100% against online schooling.
Okay,
I am
okay.
100% in favor of it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, do you want to do opening arguments or should I go first?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first. There you go. So, guys, I'm taking the position of being in favor of online schooling. He's opposed to it. Just keep in mind, anything we say from this point on is not necessarily our actual position on the subject or our actual opinions. This debate show is primarily for fun, not necessarily any serious positions. All right, here we go. All right, everyone. Online schooling is great. Okay. While I know we're all in this lockdown crisis and a lot of us are doing online schooling right now, I just want you to keep in mind that you can't go anywhere. But that's not the way it will be when things go back to normal. When things go back to normal, if we stayed on the online schooling thing, I want you to just imagine getting up and going to school at your time. Right? When you feel like it, not having to get up, go to the bus, get ready to leave, being able to do school in your pajamas, okay? Being able to take a break when you want to take a break. If you want to just hurry up and rush through the material, you can do that and get all of your schooling done, like a month's worth of schooling done in like a week and have 3 weeks of vacation or whatever. That is the point. That is like online schooling is great. It allows people to work at their own pace. If you're a fast student and you can go faster than everyone else, boom, you can just bust through the material and get it over with. If you're a slow student, then you can take your time and the teacher will be able to focus on the individual slow students better and work at their pace. So there's just a ton of advantages to online schooling, and I just don't see that big of a downside. So online schooling is awesome. End of story. All right, Fumaz, go ahead.
Okay, so to be honest, online schooling might be good if you say it like that, but you're still missing the most important part of school, which is social skills. It's basically the thing you learn the most in schools. You learn to communicate, you learn to be with others in a class. So you can't have that in an online school. And even though you can make video calls and stuff like that, you still don't have the physical contact that you have in a normal school. And that is going to make people's life worse, in my opinion, because it will be harder to get friends, it will be harder to develop social skills, and also it's easier to cheat in online schools. So if someone doesn't want to study, they can just cheat most of the time. It's really hard to actually make online school uncheatable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So online school might be good in theory, but in practice it wouldn't work for everyone.
Okay. All right. So are you done? Should we move on to the main portion?
Yeah.
All right. So here we go, guys. We're going to move on to the back and forth part of the debate. Here we go. All right. So Fumaz, I just want to address some of the points you brought up. You said that you can't develop social skills, or that was one of the negatives of online schooling. And I just want to say, what are you talking about? We have plenty of social skills and social interactions with people online every day. Okay, so you can have plenty of times where you can interact with people, communicate with them, and have to practice your social skills. Just because you're doing online school doesn't mean you don't have to practice or keep those skills up to date. So that's just completely misinterpreting it. Plus, I would argue that in the day and age where a lot of stuff is being done remotely, if anything, practicing your social skills online is a good way to go about it. Plus, it's not like you're removing all of your activity altogether. You're still going to be able to go out and about and interact with people in the real world and instead of online, so you're still getting plenty of that socialization. Like, otherwise, would you be saying that homeschooled students don't get to practice their social skills? You realize that homeschooled students are some of the most successful students in our time. Okay, and one of the reasons why that is that they're allowed to work at their own pace. So if they need a little bit more help, they get it. If they can work faster, then they can bust through the material. And that's the great advantage of online school, is that it helps people in both avenues, whether you're a slow student or a good student. So I'm just saying, clearly, this idea of you need to go to school to develop social skills and be successful is incorrect. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. You go ahead.
Okay, so what you said is not actually true, because even though you develop social skills with online school, you don't actually develop real life social skills.
Okay, but what are real skills?
Like even having to look someone in the eyes directly without a webcam is a skill that you can't develop with online schooling.
Okay, but you're not limiting. Is school the only place you develop those social skills? No, you're going to develop them in other places, like when you go out to eat with friends, when you meet up with people in real life. Plus, over a webcam, if you're in a video chat with someone, you can work on those types of skills there. It's not like those skills can only be developed in person.
Yeah, but people go to school for 6 to 8 hours every day, and like, if you remove these physical schools, a lot of people aren't actually going to replace it with something else to develop their skills. I know of people that don't go outside at all, or go outside very little, so if you remove even school, then they're gonna have no social contact at all.
Okay, so let's talk about those people who don't go outside very much. If there are people who are already struggling with their social skills, right? What are you going to do to those people when you force them to sit in a classroom? If anything, those are going to be the people who will excel in an online environment, because the social pressures aren't going to be pressing down on them. You're not going to have people judging what they're wearing, judging what they look like. People trying to constantly worry about their presence in front of other people. You talk about social skills as like an advantage to public school. I say maybe that social environment is actually a disadvantage. Maybe you're putting people...
When you go outside every day, you're still in a social environment. If you want to get a job, you're in a social environment. You need to have social skills. It's not optional.
Yes, but you can develop those social skills online without having an undue burden of the bad types of social skills, like peer pressure, pressing down on you. What would we rather as students be doing? At home, where they're comfortable and they can work on the social skills that are important, or in school and they're just worried about all the peer pressure,
so you're just
and trying to avoid getting bullied?
So you're just saying that people should not experience bad social, behaviors, and they should only experience the good ones.
I'm not saying they shouldn't experience bad social behaviors.
You just said that.
I'm saying that oftentimes those bad social experiences that we say people need to experience can oftentimes be damaging and hinder the learning process. And if our goal with school is to educate people, keeping them away from those damaging environments is going to be good. Okay? If people aren't thrust into those bad social experiences or those pressures, they can focus on the important things at school, like learning.
But you don't need to have online school to do that. You can there's a ton of way to fix the school system that is not online school.
And how is that when you have a bunch of students together in a classroom? You're going to have those social... You're going to have those social pressures, okay?
And maybe if schools were a little more pushy on anti-bullying policies and stuff like that, then
let's be real.
These type of behaviors wouldn't happen.
let's be real. I went to school, okay, as a lot of people. When I moved from the first time I moved from an old school to a new school, I got viciously bullied, okay, and a lot of people go through that, especially if you're the new kid in a certain area. And here's the reality of it. Teachers really can't do a lot, okay? The administration really can't do a lot. And anyone who's been bullied knows that a lot of times going and seeking out help oftentimes makes you more of a target or makes things worse, okay? So why are we bothering to put kids in that situation, okay? All of this social interaction, because that's what school is. You're taking a bunch of people who don't necessarily like each other and a bunch of people who are different, and you're forcing a bunch of conflicting personalities and conflicting people together in the same room where you're going to have conflict, okay? If they're all learning in their own space at home, then guess what? They can go to hang out with the people who they do like to interact with. If they want to go hang out at a friend's house where they can do school together with people who they like, then they can do that. With people who they get along with, they can do that. They don't have to go and be next to that person who picks on them, sitting in the same classroom with the person who bullies them every day. They don't have to be in that situation. Okay? And I feel like we have a bunch of people who right now are in the school system who are being held back by the environment that they're in. Okay? Let's take school to the online place where people can take all of the advantages, okay, and not have any of those disadvantages from the environment. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot.
You're acting like cyberbullying doesn't exist too.
Cyberbullying does exist, but a lot of the cyberbullying happens in today's day and age is just carried over from school. It's people taking pictures and starting rumors and stuff in the school environment or starting them online, and then it gets dragged into the environment.
You can take pictures of someone online too. When you do online schools, you have to have a webcam and like record yourself. So okay, but that's not really a point.
You know where cyberbullying doesn't happen a lot? It doesn't happen in college. Okay, why doesn't it happen in college? Because
people are mature.
No, it's not because people are mature. It's because everybody's paying to be there. Okay, everybody has an incentive not to rock the boat and cause problems because they're spending money and they want to learn. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't happen in online schools a lot too, because not a lot of people go in them. But if you make them the only choice, then all the people who bully people in real life will go to online schools.
What's the advantage? They're not going to bully a name of someone who they never interact with. Like they have to interact with that person. They're learning online. You lose a bunch of that bullying incentive.
No, you don't. I mean, do you know why people bully people? It's not for the stuff you say. It's just to make you look cool. That's why most people bully other people.
But when people are bullying you in real life, you have no escape from that. You're in the classroom next to them while people talk about you, while people say things about you. Oh, yeah. And how does that work when your family is tied to a place, either by your parents' job or by family living in the area? You cannot always change schools. That is not an option for everybody. And for some people, sure, they switch schools and now they're just getting bullied at the new school. Okay, so people are stuck in that situation where they're just being constantly picked on.
Yes,
why force them to be there?
It's not the solution to this.
I'm saying I think it is. I think the amount of bullying that happens in online school is drastically lower by an exponential factor.
Yes, it's drastically lower because, as I told you before, not a lot of people do online schooling.
I think
you can't just compare them when there's a lot more people that do public schools.
I don't think it's the number. I think even proportionally it's lower. I think if you took the amount of students...
Listen. Bullying is basically mostly done by people who suffer something, either at home or they just, I don't know, they have some stuff going on. And maybe those people, their parents maybe wouldn't put them in online schooling because maybe their parents are the cause of them bullying. So if it was, a must to go to online schools, they would go to online school. That's why I'm telling you can't compare numbers because they are not the same people that go to online schools and public schools. But here's the thing. People.
Okay, but here's the thing. Think about it like this. Even if that person who bullies people in real life is still going to actively bully people on the internet or cyberbullying, guess what? You just push the off switch. You press the X. You disconnect. You don't interact with that person. You don't talk to them. The amount they can
take
do.
Online classes and get
You know what I've never been afraid of? I've never been afraid of someone online, coming and just punching me in the head. Okay, that's a very real reality for people who are physically next to somebody. Okay, that physical presence and risk for people is completely eliminated. Okay, and yeah, you're not going to completely eliminate bullying, but you're drastically going to eliminate the amount of attack avenues that people can bully you from. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
I see what your point is, but I don't agree with your solution.
Okay, well, I think it is the right solution. I think you develop the social skills, you remove a bunch of the disadvantages. It's going to be incredibly more cost effective and time effective. One of the main problems we have today with regular schooling is that everybody's treated at the same level. Okay, when I was going through school, I was way ahead of the other people in my class, just doing all of my stuff like super quick and just busting through.
Okay,
guess what happened? I had to slow down so that other people could catch up. Okay, and I got bored. I got bored of school, and it made it hard to focus because I couldn't go ahead at my own pace.
No. How do you think online schools work? It's not like, in online schools, it's harder to ask questions. It's harder to even, the teacher can't know if you're actually understanding what they're saying.
The teacher can communicate with you. See,
the teacher can communicate, but it's...
How does the teacher know you don't understand it in the classroom? Because you say something to them. Because they notice that you're not getting it on the assignments. A lot of teachers can see it from your...
Okay, listen, but physical contact and even eye contact is something you cannot replace with online schooling.
We have webcams.
Know that.
There are webcams.
But it's not the same. Webcams are not you can't see someone.
No, you know what?
Clearly as you can.
You know what? I will make a counter argument. I see you're making the point that online schools would struggle to catch the students who are falling behind because it makes it harder for the teacher to keep an eye on it. Is that your point, kinda?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, well, I would argue the exact opposite. Because if I'm the teacher teaching an online class and they all have their problems and stuff and they're all working, the computer can literally tell me what students are getting it right and what students are getting it wrong in the middle of a lecture, in the middle of a class session. So I can instantly go over and talk to a particular student and go, hey, I see you're getting these problems wrong. Let's go over your work method. You know how they do that? No, you can't do that in the classroom.
Yes, you can.
Because the teacher has to physically walk around to every desk and look. And I don't know if you've just glanced down at something. It's not easy to just glance down and immediately know what's going on, especially depending on the subject. Whereas the teacher can almost instantly know if the student is getting the material or not and can focus on helping the students who are falling behind.
Okay, I get your point, but still, I don't think that online school actually can help students who are left behind as much as you say, because although it is true that teachers can see what students are having troubles during the lesson, they can see that in real life too. It's not like, it's impossible in physical schools to see and to check on students. They do it all the time. That's how it has worked for a long time. Not like, yeah.
I assume you've gone to school, right?
Yes.
We've all gone to school. So here's my question. Have you ever been in a classroom, the teacher hands out an assignment or says, hey, do this during the day, and you get it done in like 5 minutes, and you have to sit there the rest of the hour waiting for your classmates to finish or waiting for the period to be up?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been in that situation, okay? The point is, if you're in that situation, do you know why the assignment takes the whole class? Is because there are certain students, they need that whole hour to do it. But then you have students who only need half the hour, a quarter of the hour, 5 minutes, and they're
Okay,
done.
then change how the school system handles that.
How are you going to change it? Everybody's stuck in that thing. The teacher...
Well, then make students be able to leave when they finish their assignment. It's not that hard.
Yeah, just let them leave and just go wander the hallway.
Or let them do something else.
Okay, well, guess what? Online school is perfect for that. Kid finishes their class, boom. They can go and work on... the next assignment, get way further ahead.
You can do that in physical schools.
I know people who went through online school in their last year of schooling, and they totally just literally went through a year of school in like a month or two. Okay, just busted ahead. And on top of that, they went and took extra classes because they wanted to learn even more. That's the advantage of online school, okay, is you can take people and they can rush ahead and get tons and tons of work done in the same amount of time, while people in the physical school are anchored in and they can't move ahead. Okay, they're stuck in that lane because everybody around them is in a position where they can't go ahead, or they're being held behind. That's the point. And then you'll have like, you'll have AP classes or things like that for students who are, farther ahead. Well, certain schools don't have enough students in a particular class to offer that. With an online class, you can take a bunch of students from a bunch of different schools in an area, and now you have plenty of students to put in any class that you want. That's the advantage of online schooling, okay? Is regionally, you can take a much larger area and you can have like 5 schools in one online school and problem solved. And now you can fill up any class you need to.
You are assuming during this whole argument that literally everyone has at least one computer at home available basically all the time, and that if someone has 4 children, do they have to buy 4 computers for them to go to
easy peasy. They can alternate if they want. You know what? I would be fine with, let's just sell all of the school buildings, because we're not going to need these big classrooms. We're not going to need all of this expensive stuff. We don't even need books. Students can have ebooks online, and the school will just pay for your computer. I'm fine with that. There you go. You've now eliminated that cost. The school can just say, hey, every student gets a laptop. Your laptop breaks, swap it out with a different one. There you go. Guess what? Schools already do that.
Yeah, but if you have online school and you're not close to the school, it's going to take a while for the computer to get to your
it's gonna be easy. You can literally go and just pick up the computer at the start of the semester, the start of the quarter. You use it. Boom, and then if it breaks, you swap it out. You don't have these big buildings with these big classrooms. Half of them don't even have students in it at a time. And now you've eliminated expense. You don't need janitors to clean anything up. You literally would cut the expenses of schools down by like 90%. Easily.
You're saying that, so first of all, by making literally everyone use online schools, you will still need some kind of, infrastructure that would allow so many people to be on at the same time. Yeah. And second of all, you can't do some subjects in online school. You can't do PE, for example, which is a very important subject, although some people say it's not.
Yeah, and you know what PE would become? It'd be like, hey, you've finished your work. Go outside. Go hang out with friends. Go do bike riding. Go do whatever. Okay, you don't have to go into
That's not the same as PE.
You don't have to go to a smelly locker room to get changed in front of a bunch of people to then go and do an activity that maybe you're not really good at or whatever. Or maybe you'll just go sit on the bleachers and talk because maybe that's what you always do. Okay, or maybe you'll just go to a health class, which could be online. Okay, but you'll go there. And then, hey, you don't have to do that and then stink the rest of the day. Instead, you can go outside and do your own thing. You can go for a walk. You can go bike riding. You can go and do whatever. You can go to the gym. Maybe we'll turn all the schools into laser tag arenas. You can go up there and play some laser tag. I'm just saying, whatever happens, there are plenty of options, an endless amount of options, and people we don't need, all the PE is a glorified recess. That's all it is, okay? It's a way to give kids a way of burning off their extra energy. So guess what? We can switch all that and let people do what they want for their own PE.
Okay, but you still haven't answered my first argument.
What?
You need to have an infrastructure that supports so many people.
We already have schools have the infrastructure for that in place. They have the networks available to support all that. 2, we have the internet infrastructure available. So all of those are already addressed. Literally like 95% of people have internet to their home now. And anyone, and
what about
the people who don't probably have cell phones. It's like less than 1% people who don't have internet or cell phone or some type of access.
Internet.
Yes, well, I'm fine with the government subsidizing that too. Schools, if you cannot,
everything, but
if you can't afford it, the school will take a part of the vast amount of money they're going to save and give it to you to pay for your internet during the school season. There you go.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of advantages to this. That's all I'm saying.
I've also seen a lot of disadvantages, but okay. So you're saying that online school is as effective, if not more effective, than physical schools. But for example, what about group projects? Those are a great way to actually communicate with others, and you can't have them as easily online schools.
Okay, but you can,
and you know that.
Yeah, you can go over to a friend's house if you want to do a group project. You can do stuff.
If you are in online schools, maybe people aren't close to you as they are in a physical school.
Okay, then you don't necessarily have to go over to their house. You can do a group project online. Okay,
it's not the same thing, man.
It's not going to be like missing out on being able to make big old posters at a poster board and throw glitter and glue on them is missing out on so much. Okay, the point is, anything you can do group project wise, there's already so much communication and that stuff being done online as it is, and a lot of group projects are done together online. We don't need like there are literally programs that will let you and a bunch of people edit a document or a project or whatever together, like Google Docs. You don't need to be there in person doing that. Like people already use Google Docs in the school.
Okay, listen, Ben, you just want to take every single social aspect of school and just remove it completely. But
from school, yes.
If you ask like 95% of people, maybe a little less, but still a lot of people, and you ask where they found their best friends, or at least a lot of friends, they will say school. Because although you are obliged to go to school, you will find someone you like. You will find someone you want to spend your time with.
You know how many people I talk to now that I've graduated high school? Okay. You know how many people I have literally talked to in like the past year that I knew in high school? Literally one. I can think of one person.
That doesn't mean...
The only person I talked to from high school was doing my grocery because he was the cashier.
Yeah, it's literally...
It's not like... Yeah, but you still need friends while you're in school. You can't just remove that aspect from your life because you're gonna get...
Who says you're not gonna have friends? Most people spend most of their time online anyway. Okay, people are already spending a ton of time online. There are literally so many advantages.
You also need some real friends that you can actually see.
I have real friends, and a lot of them are online. I don't need to be. I don't need to be able to lick my friend for them to be real. Okay.
I know what you're saying, but I mean, you know what I mean, Dad.
I know what you mean, but the point is, I don't have to be able to reach out and slap.
And I mean, with the coronavirus, I hope you don't lick your friends.
Maybe you do need to. Okay, A60, you shouldn't take sides. Okay. You don't. Okay, Dad, you don't understand. Sometimes it's good to slap someone if they are wrong.
Oh my god!
Like I would do to you right now.
What? Look, and you know what? Literally, you know what's crazy right now? Not only with all of this online schooling is the amount of people getting infected with certain, I won't say specified diseases going down, but all the other diseases are going down. The amount of people getting the flu is dropping too. If anything, this isolation that we're going through now is just proving how good online school is.
No, okay, listen. The flu is not as high as it was before because people are locked indoors.
Exactly.
You still say that you want people to go outdoors when you finish class and spend the day outdoors.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't eliminate the problem at all.
No, I've worked in school. I've never gotten sicker than when I worked in a school. Okay? The point is, schools are germ factories and germ transmission locations because you have a bunch of people in one room breathing the same air, touching the same stuff, and spreading germs. Okay,
offices.
People get
the same
sick.
as offices.
Yes, but with offices, people aren't interacting in the same way. You're at your desk.
Doesn't mean anything.
A desk
when you go to the grocery store, you interact with the cashier. He or she can have the flu.
Yeah, but I'm not sitting in the cashier's chair and touching the cashier's
stuff. It doesn't mean anything, but that's not how you transmit diseases.
If you go to school, you're sitting at a desk that a bunch of other people have sat in.
Yeah, if you sat on a public bench, that's the same thing.
Okay, but it's not the same people cycling. Okay, I want you to think about this. Okay, here, exponents, right? Okay.
Yes.
So if you sit in a chair, let's say there's 7 classes in a particular classroom in a day, right? In like a typical high school. So you're moving around. Okay. So you sit in one chair. You have now come in contact with, say, 6 other people. Okay. 6 other people's germs, as far as
how long do you think germs survive for?
A long time, actually, surprisingly. Long enough to get from one, probably there's some germs that survive for a day, but just follow me here.
But that wouldn't solve the problem.
Can you follow me for here? Okay, you sit in one chair, you've now touched 6 other people's germs, okay? Then you go and sit in another chair, you've now touched 6 other people's germs as well. But those people have been sitting in other chairs and they brought the germs of 6 people too.
Okay, then so let's ban every single social interaction in the world.
You're actually touching 36 people's germs. So just by sitting in 2 chairs. Just listen to me for a second. Just by sitting in 2 chairs, you have touched the equivalent of 42 people's germs, okay? Just by sitting in 2 chairs. Do you know how many germs you're going to come in touch with the second you sit in that 3rd chair?
Man, do you know there's more germs on your smartphone than on your toilet?
42 times 6, okay? 252 germs.
That doesn't mean anything at all.
By the time you sit in that 3rd chair, you'll have come in contact with 3
Microphone activated.
Yeah, by the time you come in contact with that chair, you will have come in contact with a lot of atoms. That doesn't mean anything.
Which, by the way, is completely different than sitting in a chair in a restaurant, which is regularly sterilized, okay? Are desks and chairs sterilized in school between classes? They're not, okay? Restaurants, they sterilize them every day, okay?
Okay, so you should know what you're saying is you want to ban all social gatherings. You want to ban stadiums. Yes, that's exactly what you're saying.
If you go to a stadium,
because they spread germs.
No, stop. If you go to a stadium, you're sitting in a chair that only one person has sat in, and that's you. You're the only person who sat in that chair, okay? It's not like every 5 minutes, everybody in the stadium switches the seat over, okay? Or every hour, everybody move to the seat here right, and we'll just do this for the next 8 hours. No. Then that would be equivalent, okay? It's not. The point is, all I'm saying by this exponential
there's a lot of other situations equivalent to this.
Look,
in the world.
Because people aren't swapping office chairs either. You sit in your chair all day. The point I'm saying is that schools are a special type of germ factory because of the exponential amount of people. Every time you switch a chair and everybody else.
Okay, so do you know that not all school systems are like the American one? Like, there's some schools where you don't switch chairs at all during
Okay, but that's but that's the oddball thing. For the most part, people go to a different classroom every period.
No, not for the most part. A lot of the world doesn't do like you.
Okay, well, we're talking about more Western countries, and more Western countries typically do that.
Yeah, because if we didn't talk about Western countries, then you'd have the problem that in most of the world, internet access is not the same as America.
We have to set a definition. Yeah, if we go to like African or like certain parts of India or certain parts
even
of
some
the world,
parts of Europe don't have internet.
If we go to the rural tribes in South America,
Europe is rural.
Are you saying Europe? No, okay, I said if we go to the rural tribes in the jungles of South America, okay, yeah, we're gonna find people who don't have internet access. This is gonna be a problem for. Okay, that's why we're talking about stinking America, and we're talking about Europe.
Your argument is banning physical schools. You didn't specify in America. You just want to ban them. You want to ban them everywhere. So you mean everywhere,
we're setting our scope. Okay, we're setting our scope because we obviously can't.
The world isn't ready for something like this, Ben. It isn't, and
America and Europe are, which is why the advocation.
Not all of Europe, and not all of America too.
I'd say even most of Europe, like 99% of people have some form of internet at home.
Yeah, but also in America, there's some people who don't have internet.
Okay, and the government can fund for them to get internet for them to do their schooling. Problem solved.
Yeah, but you're still taking the situation as if it's only an American problem. If you want to change things globally, it will take a lot more than that.
Again, I'm talking about the places that are ready for all online schooling. I'm saying
I'm talking about everywhere.
Again, there's going to be somebody in Antarctica that has a problem doing online school.
Not somebody in the point is, in rich countries, there's people who don't have it.
Yes, but that's why I'm saying the government can give them internet, so they will be taking care.
Not in all countries will the government do that.
I'm not saying in all countries. I'm saying this is the way I would enact the policy, okay?
Yes, but you can't put it in a global scale.
We're going to online
That's the problem with your argument.
No. Oh my. Okay.
If you want to switch
Fumaz.
No.
When we talk about something, when we're debating a particular topic, we're talking typically in more of westernized countries, third world country scope, okay? Because obviously, if we get it, we don't want to get into the nitty gritty of like, should everybody have a cell phone? When we're talking about, well, there'd be some countries that couldn't afford to give people a cell phone or that don't have cell towers.
Well, then your argument is flawed.
No, it's not flawed. I'm saying for the scope of the debate, we are only talking about Western countries.
Yeah, so you're not taking in consideration all possible.
No, I'm saying we're not thinking that this policy would apply to the whole world. Okay,
so you're not taking in consideration the other part of the world.
Yes, but I'm saying I'm saying you and I purposefully for this debate are only supposed to look at how it would affect Western.
The thing is that we didn't really precise it at the beginning, so.
No, I'm saying usually. No, I'm saying
you
usually.
Said you want to ban physical schools. You didn't say where. You didn't say how.
Fumaz.
Okay.
Should we switch to online only school? Bad has the position of yes, and Fumaz, you have the position of no, basically.
I didn't. Yes. So in places that don't have online school at all, this is irrelevant, and it's not relevant to those countries anyway. So let's stick to
your argument doesn't take in consideration.
Oh my goodness, we're just going to talk in the concept of the U.S.
Do you want to take a song break, maybe?
No!
No, song break!
Stop!
Calm down. Inhale, exhale, okay? Like what was that? No!
Don't get angry. Just because your argument is flawed, you don't.
Oh my goodness. Okay, nobody talk for a second so I can explain to the audience. Okay? Judge, moderator call. 1 second. Okay, everybody listen. Okay. Here's what Fumaz is saying, that I'm discounting the rest of the world to try and make my argument sound better. I'm not. What I'm saying is usually when we have these debates, in order to have a functional debate, A60, I'm getting feedback. In order to have a functional debate,
I'm hearing it too.
We need to have a scope, okay? So when we debate, we usually debate within the mindset of the United States or westernized countries, okay? Just because if we tried to take the whole world scope in and think about a policy for the whole world, a lot of the topics we wouldn't be able to debate because there's a lot of different countries where certain things wouldn't apply, okay? So we're literally talking just in the context for this argument. We're not even thinking about third world countries. We're only thinking about first world countries like US or European countries or countries like that, okay? We're not going from the spectrum of we're not thinking about countries that don't even have internet at all, okay? And no, it's not a point of of seeming right. I'm saying this is how the debate show has always worked, okay? Okay, this is the way we do it because we haven't necessarily defined it for every debate because it didn't need to be said.
Okay.
It was just always implied that we were thinking about those countries. Okay?
Let's assume that you're right, and let's just talk about the USA. Okay.
Perfect.
Since that's what you want to talk about. Okay.
No, I'm saying that's what we usually talk about to the show. We keep it in the scope of thinking about the US or westernized countries or things like that, first world countries. Okay, so continue.
Okay, so another point I would like to make is in online schools, you have to be a lot more responsible with yourself because it's very easy in online schools to not pay attention to the class and no one is going to be there to tell you to pay attention. Okay, if people have some problems with keeping their attention focused on something, they are gonna have hell in online schools, okay? And you know that. Okay.
Yeah, but there are ways of addressing that that you can resolve very easily. No, they're really easy ways. There are programs. The same ways that are already in effect. A lot of schools already have programs in effect that prevent you from installing distracting stuff on the computer that you're using for school.
Yeah, just use another phone.
A lot of them have activity monitoring software that keeps track. And if at the end of the day the student gets so distracted and falls behind, the teacher will be there to go, hey, you're falling behind on your work, and we'll be able to have one-on-one interactions with that student to help keep them focused. And if it's already to the point where the student has like a disability or something else, or attention deficit disorder or something that's keeping them or making it difficult for them to pay attention, we already have that problem in the existing school infrastructure that can already be addressed through the ways we already address it. So I'm saying that's a problem that already exists in the school system, and there are ways to deal with it with online school. So, mic drop. Anyway. Okay. All right, go ahead and I'll let you make a last statement, and then we'll do closing arguments, okay?
Can we take a break?
No, we'll take a song break after you say anything else you want to say in this main part, and then we'll go to a song break, and then we'll come back and do closing arguments in the poll. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was talking earlier about how cheating is easier in online schools. And you didn't really answer to that.
Well, there are ways of dealing with that.
Okay, cheating is actually a lot easier in online schools because, yeah, you can activate the video camera, you can do some stuff, you can block the school computers, but people will always find a way to snack something in and just, cheat.
Yeah, the people who are gonna cheat are gonna cheat whether they're in online school or in physical school.
No, in physical schools it's a lot harder to cheat. It's possible, but it's still harder.
Look, I have taken certain online classes that were really easy. If people wanted to cheat, they could cheat. And I have taken online classes that were next to impossible to cheat in because of how they did the programming. Okay, I'm saying there are programming ways you could design the classes that would make it really difficult to cheat. And those detection methods are getting better and better and better. They literally are developing anti-cheating AI machine learning programs to detect cheating behavior. Okay? It's one of the same ways they can tell if people buy papers online. They're doing certain methods to figure that out. Okay, so the point is, people who are going to cheat are going to cheat. Okay, whether they're in school or not. Okay, a lot of people in school will just take out their phone and have it on their leg under their desk and look at the answers. So you're not going to stop cheating. And cheating only hurts the person who cheats because they're not getting anything out of it. So they're just hurting themselves.
You're getting a degree.
Yeah, and that's going to be great when you get hired for a job and then you get fired because your employer realizes you don't really know anything and then they fire you.
That's not what happens in 99% of the cases, but okay.
It can happen pretty quickly if your employer realizes. And guess what? If a bunch of people just start cheating and getting degrees, then pretty soon employers will say, hey, we just won't care about the degree and we'll just give you a test on the job before you come in to make sure you actually know it. No, it's not useless because you still need to learn this stuff somewhere. But I know somebody who just recently got hired as a net admin position at a business. And you know what they did? They didn't just look at his degree and say, you're hired. They gave him an on-site test because they're realizing that people are cheating more and more in college as is. Okay? So they're now testing people to make sure you know what you're talking about or what you say you can do. So that cheating problem will get addressed really quickly, as none of the cheaters who don't know the stuff will actually not be getting jobs.
Okay, so we know that there are a lot of prestigious schools. There's Oxford, there's Harvard, there's MIT. And if you get a degree in one of those schools, you will have a lot of opportunities in your life. That's not the same for online schools. You don't get accreditation at all, and they are generally a lot less known. If you get a degree in an online school, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying this as a bad way, but it's actually worth less than if you get it at a prestigious physical school. There are no prestigious online schools that I know of.
Yeah, that's because online school is relatively new compared to universities that have been open for literally centuries in some cases. So I'm saying as time goes on, that'll be addressed and we will have prestigious online schools.
Do you want to take the break?
Let's go ahead and take a song break. When we get back, we'll do closing arguments. Thank you, Fumaz. Right. You're doing a great job.
Okay.
All right. Song break.
We'll be right back right after this short break.
I can't keep my hands to myself.
Yeah, but you probably should. Stay safe and wash your hands. Your favorite hit. Only hit.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, welcome back.
How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing good. All right, let's get right into the closing arguments.
Should we maybe say for the people who are late or who were waiting for Cindy to say, like, just say the topic maybe?
Yeah.
Like, just remind them the topic.
We're debating, should we switch to online school only? I'm taking the position of being super in favor of online school only. Fumaz has taken the position of being completely against online school.
Yeah.
And we've been debating it. We're going to go into the closing arguments point where we each get a little bit of time to basically talk without being talked over and interrupted by the other person, usually me doing the interrupting.
That's what you do.
I apologize, Fumaz. You've done a really good job.
Did you see the tweet I put on the hit account?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry, I had to use the bathroom, and when I need to go to the bathroom, I talk really fast. Leave me alone. I can't help it, okay? Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead and continue. Anyway, hey, don't judge me. All right, Fumaz, do you want to go first or second?
Okay, that's interesting.
Fumaz, are you there?
Do you go third? Maybe fourth?
Oh, he crashed. 1 second.
Okay.
Right, let me kick him from the server so he can rejoin.
Well, he timed out.
And he's back.
Sorry, I got my TS crashed.
That's fine. Do you want to do closing arguments first or second?
Second.
All right, I'll go first. Okay, everybody. As my opponent brought up, as Fumaz brought up, he brought up a lot of good reasons on why online school is bad. However, I still firmly believe that all of the reasons why online school is good show that online school is better than our current school system, okay? And I'm just going to rehash them really quick. A, you completely deal with a ton of avenues in which people can bully people, which will help create a more positive learning environment and takes people away from a lot of the bad situations they're in when they go to school. 2, you allow students to work at their own pace. Students that don't need a lot of help can rush through the material and the teacher won't have to worry about them because they're already pretty much done. And students that need a lot of help, now that all the students who can work on their own are done, they can get focused attention from the teacher, allowing them to learn at their pace, falling behind, and they can get that one-on-one education that is so lacking from the current school system. Okay, I think those 2 are really strong reasons why. And there were other minor things I brought up, like germs and things like that. But at the end of the day, the arguments that Fumaz made about people not getting social skills, people not getting activity, or people being cyberbullied or things like that, all of those are problems that currently exist in the school system today. Okay. And even cheating and all that. And all of those problems, even if some of them carry over, they're going to carry over at a lesser degree, and there'll be problems that will be much more easier to address. And online schooling is just going to be better for people. And I think I made a good point of why. All right, Fumaz, go ahead.
All right, so thank you. Okay, so Bad made a lot of interesting arguments, and I do agree with him on some of his arguments, at least in some part. I still think that making online school only is a bit of a drastic decision, and the world is not ready for that. Even America is not ready for that at this point in time. And while it solves some issues that the school system currently has, it doesn't solve others, and it also creates some, which I talked about earlier. And all in all, I would say, yeah, people can choose, but in my opinion, online school is not a valid substitute for regular school. It doesn't give you the same skills, it doesn't help you as much, and it's simply not the same experience you would get in online school.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's that.
Okay. Thank you, Fumaz. All right, everybody. I'm going to go post the poll on Twitter as a reply to my tweet about the debate. Let's go post it right now. And I want you guys to go and vote. The poll question is, who won the debate show? Fumaz or myself? And then we'll also put...
Remember to vote for who you think has won and not for you.
Who you think
prefer the most.
Defended their point the best and not who you like the most. Exactly, Fumaz. And we'll put Fumaz and BadBoyHalo.
Yeah,
and
people
then we'll
don't
add
know me.
one for Ty, and that's okay. If you guys think that Fumaz did the best job,
I started the Twitch poll as well. So you can vote as well on Twitch. You can do if you're on PC, you can literally click on the poll on the chat, or if you're on phone, you can just do /vote1 or /vote2. Vote 1 is for Bad, vote 2 is for Fumaz, and Ty is /vote3. You just type this in the chat. Don't forget the /vote, or it won't count in the poll. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you wanna vote, you can as well on Twitter. It's @SainsOfGames. Did you post it?
Yeah,
maybe
I posted it.
So yeah,
Go vote, everybody. All right. So now that they're all voting, Fumaz, what'd you think? Your first debate.
It's fun. You're a bit aggressive when you debate, but
I'm sorry. I'm used to debating Dream and George. You have to be aggressive. So sometimes that carries over into other debates. I think you handled yourself really well, though. I think you responded to my aggression perfectly. You were aggressive in turn, and you kept the debate really spicy. And for your first debate, you thought on your feet really well, and you did, honestly, a really good job. Probably, if I had to say so, you were the best first debater we've probably had on the show. I think you did the best job out of everybody for your first debate.
I hope nobody is listening that in the previous people that just stayed for one show. I hope nobody was listening.
Well, hey, everybody who's been on the show has done a great job, but Fumaz, you've done an exceptionally great job, and I think you'll do even better if you come back for future debates.
Yeah, I'm interested now. I didn't really know if I wanted to, but now that I've done it, I think it's a great place to discuss things. It's not too aggressive, but it's also some place where you can actually show that you're capable of defending an opinion.
Yeah,
and that is not only your that is not 100% yours. Like you don't really.
Yeah, you have to get creative because maybe you don't agree with your opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting. I can tell you, there's been a lot of times I'll defend a position, and then at the end of it, I'll go, man, now that I've defended it, I didn't agree with it at first, but I can kind of see some good merits to it, or vice versa.
That is true. Like that. Yeah, that is true. If I say this, I will probably ruin my votes, but I don't agree with my opinion, with my argument at all. Not even a little bit.
Are you in favor of online school?
Yeah, I am. That is why it was so complicated for me to find arguments. But I found some arguments which might be interesting actually. But yeah, I'm still in favor of online school.
I think you did phenomenal. And yeah, I think there are some merits to online school. I don't think I would like a system where we completely did away with in school. But I think having online school would be a good competitor to public school because I do think there are people who would excel better in an online environment versus a in-person environment.
But there's also people who would excel more in a physical environment.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
And I think people
it should be a choice.
Yeah.
But it should be available for all. If someone wants to do online school, they shouldn't have to pay more than a public school, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. I think we'll see.
Twitter,
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Of course, my internet just died at the exact same time and it usually does. That's why I wanted to end the show early. There's someone in the lobby watching a Scappy video!
Hey, wake up. Sound
hi.
with me, at least.
There was someone in the lobby of the TeamSpeak watching a Scappy video. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I heard it on the radio.
Hey, anyway, thank you everybody for coming today. Fumaz, is there any... I think you did really good. Yep, the results are in.
Yeah, bad one.
44% for me, 16% Fumaz, 13% Ty.
Stream.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. I think you did a really good job for your first one.
I mean, I'm surprised I even got 31 votes on Twitch.
No, you did great. Don't sell yourself short. Excellent job. Anyway, guys, Fumaz, is there anything you want to promote before the end?
Join Munch MC.
Aw, thank you. All right, guys, you heard him. Join Munch MC. Thank you guys for coming to the podcast. Check me out on Twitter at Saints of Games. That's pretty much it, guys. A6D, take us away.
Yeah. Well, Cindy's late, but don't worry, she's coming. I guess. So yeah, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's at on the HUS. On Twitch, of course. If you're here, it's on the HUS. We have also a website. If you don't want to listen on Twitch, you can on TuneIn. Every single smart speaker. Basically, you just say play on the HUS. So the website on the HUS. And yeah, what do you want to say? You can.
I'm gonna say thank you all for coming in, and I hope I can take part in more debates in the future. It was a great experience. So thanks everyone, even in the chat, for supporting us and not being impolite. Thank you.
We loved having you, Fumaz.
Yeah, that was cool. So yeah, thanks for listening. Bye. And I forgot to say the podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, Deezer, every single podcast platform you could ever use. And goodbye, Cindy, right now.